we were talking about the portfolio tools. We're taking a look at the portfolio, our tale of two stocks here, 2 married puts, 2 covered calls open at the same price. Married puts are showing us an unrealized gain on the position for the 2 structures, one up 13%, one down 11, where we're behind on the covered call position. The comment comes in and says, you mentioned that you could do adjustments through the portfolio. Will we see the same adjustments you just walked through? Absolutely. Whether you're tracking a married put or even these covered calls, we're going to take a look at we're going to take a look at the winning married put because we use that as an example on Azenta. We're going to take a look at the losing covered call on MicroStrategy to show what the PowerOptions Portfolio Tools would have in store for you. So Azenta, all right, we're up 13.3% on the position on our married put that's out to July. This isn't the rolled put we just did with the bulletproof status. This is the initial position. And we're up about 7.4% unrealized profit on this trade. So about 55–60% of the gain in the stock, even with the price we paid for the put. Now, as I'm tracking any position in the portfolio, covered call, married put, obviously, as we're here, collar trade, calendar spread, even just buying a call, even just putting in long stock positions into the PowerOptions portfolio, you can use that edit more information button. We can go to position actions and then click on position analysis. The position analysis view is going to give us a breakdown of our current position. Well, here's where our initial setup is up top, 1,000 shares at 44.50. 10 contracts at 8.50 for the 50 strike out to July expiration. Current stock price of 50.43, break even. Now that's at expiration, that's at July, was $53. We saw that with the price we paid in the initial presentation. Still have 210 days to expiration, midpoint is $6.50. We put in a value, I think, of $6 if we sold to close this put instead of the $6.50. All right, so we've got some basic information, a chart, we can link to other information. Down below is a little bit more detail into those extra columns I added in the stock analysis view of the portfolio. So we see here we can delve deeper into the current liquidation value, 7.4% after 4 days. Let's take a look at the details here. What does that mean? Well, that just gives us the math of what happened. We had 56,930 invested initially. Liquidation right now, current liquidation value is 56,930. We originally paid 53, so we're at $3,930 profit, or 7.4% on our initial investment of 53,000. Future expiration value. Just as the stock, I didn't do the adjustments we just showed, but if the stock stayed at the same price, where would it be? Well, it would be down 4.8% because the put would decay. This is assuming we held it all the way to July expiration. To no income methods except no dividends if Azenta pays a dividend as well, excuse me. So we'd lose 4.8%, a little bit below that maximum risk we saw. Now, down below, we have rollout opportunities. Here's one where we could do what? Sell the January 55 call for $1.28. We used a midpoint of $1. We used a price of $1.20. But that's shown here for us. That's an income method I can consider. The math is shown for me. What would that do? It would reduce my risk down to 3.3%. My new break even would be $43.60. My new monetary risk is $1.73. Okay, let me go to the next one. So here's one we didn't show, income method number 3. We could roll the put into January and be bulletproof by 0.4%. What did we see? The two things. Number one, here's our income method number 4 that we chose that lowered our risk down to 0.6%. We could have rolled higher to the July 60. Why wouldn't I have gone up to the July 60 or the July 65 to bulletproof the position to these higher statuses, these higher values? Well, that's what's discussed in the blueprint, of course. There's a reason why you choose one movement over the other. Why did we choose the initial put? That's in the context of the blueprint as well. So this is showing you the ideas, but the context of why you would do it is shown in the blueprint. Oh, look here too. We have one of those income method number 6 is that riskless bear call credit spread that I mentioned as well. And that's also available for you. But there we go. Simulate trade. Now I have a side-by-side comparison. My initial position on the red in left, my new position I chose to just sell the call without rolling up the put, of course, here on the right. And that's, of course, going to be a higher return, but I'm still carrying more risk on the position. And you've got a side-by-side comparison of what your two positions would look at January expiration. Why January expiration? That's the short-term expiration. What my married put look like if my stock went up to 51, 52, and 53 versus if I sold this call and the stock went up to 52, 53, or 54. Side-by-side comparison. The before and after picture. of what you're doing to your position. That income method number 4 now, let's take a look, even though we saw it. Go to simulate trade. And we saw this already. My initial risk of 5.7%, but current return of 7.4. Liquidation. We roll up the put to the 55 strike. We pay that, in this case, with the true midpoints. If we used it, we'd be paying $2.35. I used $6, so we're paying $2.85 to still lock in that $5 difference. But if we use the true midpoint, that would put us at a 0.6% bulletproof status. We were still at a risk. Remember, when I used the $6, it was the selling the call at 120 that got us to the bulletproof status. And of course, right below, we can just go ahead and submit the change to portfolio, and it would account for the roll opportunity, the adjustment on the Asdina position.